So what in the hell is a marketing funnel? Hey funnel builders, Mike here from sellyourservice.co.uk, and although we might know kind of overall what a marketing funnel is, I wanted to give a really high level overview of all the different systems and pieces in place, particularly if we want to explain the concept or the value of a marketing funnel to our customers. Now, I am the first person who tells you that you need to get really good at talking to people about who you help rather than what it is you do. But in order to be able to push forward a lot of our content, talk to customers who are genuinely interested, and sometimes further our own knowledge, it's important to have an understanding of what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to a marketing funnel and what it is really that you'll be building a lot of the time, day in, day out, or getting your team to build. And this is the easiest method that I have of being able to find out A, what a marketing funnel is, B, what it is that we're going to deliver within a marketing funnel. Like, when we say marketing funnel, that's kind of a marketing concept. How do we turn that into a physical thing? And also the benefits to our customers. So here we go. Over here, we have a bunch of people that have no idea that we exist, okay? They are out there in the world. That, in our broadest possible sense, is our audience. Now, our audience is made up of the markets and people that potentially would be interested in a product that we sell. Our job is to get them through to this part here where they are a happy, profitable, repeat customer that refers you. Now, the reason we've got those four there is because those four are actually measuring metrics in how successful your sales and marketing process is. They have to be happy, they have to be delighted with the service, they have to be profitable, because if we don't make profit from them, we can't continue to exist. They have to be repeat customers. I want to make sure that they continue to buy from me and that they subscribe from me and generate recurring revenue, and also that refer me. I want them to be evangelical about my product or my business. Now, when I say I'm talking in general terms as a customer, or even for your own business. You know, this is useful for you guys to have as well. So these four metrics here are actually what we're trying to increase through the funnel and the sales process. Now, a marketing funnel is not as simple as saying, well, this half is marketing and this half is sales, because the marketing process is getting people to find, like, and trust you, which kind of takes part over here, but also a little bit more over here. The sales process is working out whether it makes sense for two parties to work together, which kind of takes place here, a little bit up there, and more over here as well. And I'll get into that in a bit. By the way, those two definitions, if anyone gets clever or cocky with you and they say, well, tell me what the definition is between marketing and sales, you go, great. Marketing is getting an audience to find you, like you, and trust you. That's taken from John Janch's book, Duct Tape Marketing. So getting an audience to find you, like you, and trust you. The sales process is working out whether it makes sense for two parties to work together. That's the sales process. Some salespeople will do part of the marketing process. Some parts of the marketing process will do the sales process. But in general, those two definitions are how we split it. And I will always say to myself, am I creating content that helps people work out whether it makes sense to work with me and vice versa? Then it's part of the sales process. Am I getting people to find me, like me, and trust me? Then it's part of the marketing process. So over here we have our audience who have no idea that we exist. These are the broadest markets that we have. These could be people out there on the internet. It could be people on Facebook. So it could be anyone in the world who walks up and down a high street. This is the overall massive part of the market. Now, ideally, we would have some kind of niche that we want to go into within that market. We want to target just one group. But over here, we have people who have no idea that we exist. This is where we do audience research, we do our customer avatars, we do all of that stuff that kind of estimates, yes, this is a market of 3,000 people, or 180,000 people, or 50 million people, okay? Then we have traffic. These are people that visit our website. These are people that watch our YouTube videos. These are people that listen to the podcast. This is anyone who takes one click or one piece of action to having no idea that we exist, to having something to do with us. So this could be, like I say, on the website, YouTube, podcasts, Instagram. There's a whole load of different ways that people could land on some kind of content that we've produced, which means they no longer feel that they don't know that we exist. They no longer have no idea that we exist. They are now aware that, yes, something to do with this product or service or brand or problem or whatever exists. It still might be very ethereal. That doesn't matter. This is going from cold traffic oh, sorry, this is cold traffic. Okay, so this is going from no idea that we exist into traffic. Now, this is where we can start getting clever, because if people exit, let's say they land on my website and they don't sign up or they don't buy and they leave, I could then bring them back with remarketing. Now, that's the process where I'll have Facebook pixels set up, I'll have my Google remarketing set up, I'll have other remarketing platforms to bring them back to, you know, the platform that they were on. If they visited the website and visited a blog post and they never, you know, signed up or entered a lead magnet or whatever, I want to bring them back with remarketing. That now means that they are warm traffic. So if they've seen me just once, they're warm traffic. The traffic source is often where people start, and that's not your problem. Traffic's going to take care of itself. If you keep producing content, if you've got your blog posts, for example, you could even consider things like webinars in that as well. If you've got any type of content that people are finding and seeing, even if it's small numbers, you've got traffic sorted. Don't worry about that. The next stage is your subscribers. Now, the big one is your email list. And the way that we get that is with our opt-in forms and lead magnets. We also have our landing pages as well. This is where we say to someone, would you like to hear more from us? Would you like to see more content from us? Would you like to hear more from us? YouTube as well is another good one. Being a YouTube subscriber, I think, is a very good metric to go after. Now, there's a difference if I also have, I don't know, Facebook group, for example, and let's say Instagram as well, an Instagram follower. The difference between an email list and any other social media, these are third-party platforms. I've got no control over those whatsoever. Well, let's take GDPR. Even if GDPR comes in and everyone goes batshit crazy and I no longer have control over my users and subscribers' data, at least I have a CSV list that I can download. If ActiveCampaign goes under, if MailChimp goes under, if the law of marketing and internet changes, I at least have got a CSV list where I can manually email people. If Facebook says we're going to charge you per follower inside your group, which by the way is entirely possible that they're going to start doing, and they say to you, well, you've got 1,000 people in your group, you need to start paying 10 cents per user in order to keep using this functionality, I might go, well, I'm not interested in that anymore, and move it away. Mark Zuckerberg, by the way, has always said that Facebook will be free to use for a portion of its users. There will always be a version of Facebook that is free. Where they're going to start going is monetizing their groups. That's where the money is. Or they start advertising. They've started advertising inside groups, for example. I no longer can say to my group, hey, this is a safe space where everyone can kind of get together. You're also going to be targeted with adverts with people who are going after my particular niche and going after your particular market. Anyway, these are still very, very useful because all of this as a subscriber is stating, I want to hear more from you. That's all they're saying. I like what you're saying, I like the cut of your jib, and I want to hear more from you. That's your permission to then go, hey, thanks very much for subscribing, here's some more content. When people go, oh, I don't want to spam my email list, why? I want to send them an email every fucking hour. They obviously want to hear from you. There's obviously a part of your system or business that they're interested in hearing more about. Email list is the priority, growing the email list. These are the ones as well, one or two of them, very, very important. We then have lead. Now, going from a subscriber to a lead is very, very difficult. There's ways that you can measure interest or heat. For example, if someone in our email list opens, I think at the moment we've got it set to 3+ blog posts, we consider them a lead. Or if they land on a particular sales page, we'll consider them a lead. So if they say, well, I'm interested in Mike's coaching, or I'm interested in this product or service, just by going to that page from the state of subscriber or from the state of YouTube subscriber or Facebook group member, and they land on a page or they read 3+ blog posts, our measuring and metric systems would consider that a lead. Here's another way that you can find out if they're a lead. If they ever reach out to you and say, hey, I was wondering if you could help me with losing weight or finding new customers or building a website, that's a lead, okay? They've expressed some kind of interest in you helping them. That's the definition of a lead there. They have expressed some kind of interest in you helping them further. Now you want to take that further through lead qualification, having a call with them, discoveries, deep dives, consultations, selling splinter products, all this kind of stuff. But at its core, anyone who's expressed an interest in you helping them, that's a lead. And then we have this part here, the sale. This is when someone gives you money in exchange for some value that you can provide them. Now that could be coaching, it could be a course, it could be an ebook, it could be a subscription, it could be a physical product, it could be a service, a digital product, doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter about the price. If someone spends $1 with you, they are a customer. The idea of the sale is to convert people into happy, profitable, repeat customers that refer you. You could have people who buy one $19 book who think, this is the fucking greatest book I've ever read in my life. I want to tell everyone about this book. I want to give it to them. I want to share it with them. That's good. That's great. You've made a happy, profitable, repeat customer. You can also have a $50,000 customer who's not happy with what they've given you, what you've given them. They're not profitable because you haven't priced it properly. They're not a repeat customer because it was a one-off product, and they're not going to refer you because they're no interest in telling you to work with the rest of their network. So it's not necessarily about the monetary amount, it's about these 4 metrics here. And the way that we can increase the value of the sale is through these things here called transaction density. This is the number of sales per day. So I want to increase all of this to generate 1 sale a day or 10 sales a day or 1,000 sales per day. But they're one-off transactions. They might be multiple products, but it's 1 transaction per day. We also have sales per customer, which is another thing that we can increase, which is as opposed to saying, well, someone buys one $19 ebook, instead they actually subscribe, to 1 payment per month of $97 or whatever it is. And then you have transaction value, which is increasing the overall amount that they spend through the customer and through the transaction. So maybe that's then the $19.97 course. And we can focus on any one of these metrics. After they've made the sale, we can think, do we want to increase the number of sales per day, increase the number of sales per customer by offering them more products, or increase the transaction value by increasing the value of the products? That there is your funnel, okay? All of this is your funnel. We've talked about where the website is, where social media is, where email marketing lives, where sales pages live, where products live, where customers live, leads, traffic, all of this kind of stuff. That there is your funnel. That's as complex as it needs to get. You can see here that at its core, the website really is traffic and sale. So that's where we have those traditional kind of funnel pages, sales pages, landing pages. Yeah, we do have them on the subscriber piece as well, but really what I'm building out is my email list. So that's things like ActiveCampaign or MailChimp, for example. We've got our leads as well, which kind of falls into this web part. By also focusing a little bit on the metrics that I might feed into ActiveCampaign to say, look, start measuring user activity. And also, this is where your social stuff's going to come in because you want them to convert into subscribers. Now, you might find your traffic and audience on social and via SEO as well. That's another big one that people love to talk about. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because I need to drive them back to a place where they become traffic. It doesn't really matter what their source is as much as where I drive them back to. So there we go. That is your funnel. That is also how I would explain it to customers. At its core, all we're trying to do is take people from no idea that you exist through to happy, profitable, repeat customer that refers you. That's what's important to you. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I produce new content all the time. At the moment, it seems like once a day. Let me know in the comments below if this was a useful description for you to understand how a funnel works, what a funnel is, and how to explain marketing funnels to your customers. I've probably got a couple of videos either side of me here. Go ahead and check those out. In the description below, I've also got some training on how to discover your niche for your marketing funnel business. If you want to watch that, some free training. In the meantime, guys, thanks very much for watching. Keep building those funnels.